In this video, I'm going to teach you 12 lessons that rich parents teach their kids. Hey there, my name is Alan, and in this video, I'm going to talk about some things that rich parents teach their kids. Now, before we get started, I just want to say that this isn't a class on how to become wealthy or anything like that. This is simply a list of things that rich people do differently than the average person. And if you apply these principles, you can see some pretty amazing results. So without further ado, let's jump in. 1. Understanding the workings of money. Rich parents frequently make it a point to emphasize the value and importance of money as soon as possible in their family. This introduces children to the notion of value in return for services from an early age. They are exposed to home costs and placed in real-life circumstances where they rapidly realize that money is far more difficult to obtain than it appears. On the opposite end of the scale, poor families typically avoid discussions about money altogether. This leaves children in the dark about how finances work and how to properly manage them. As a result, these individuals often find themselves in difficult financial situations later in life. By understanding the basics of money early on, people can set themselves up for success later down the road. 2. How to be friendly and interact with others. Rich parents teach their children how to be friendly and interact with others. Some parents may think their children are too young to socialize, but the truth is it's never too early to start. If your child is socialized at a young age, other children will want to play with them. And if they are well behaved, other parents will want to look after them when they play with their own children. This has a huge lifelong impact. People who like you and like being with you will open doors that wouldn't have opened otherwise. Teachers will treat you better. You'll have better job opportunities and make better friends. So, if you want your child to get a good start in life, start teaching them early on how to be friendly and interact with others. It could make all the difference in the world. 3. Stop expecting instant gratification and avoid magical thinking. Rich parents teach their children to think long-term in order to avoid expecting instant gratification. They know that it takes time and effort to build wealth, and they want their children to understand this as well. By instilling these values in their children at an early age, rich parents set them up for success later in life. By contrast, poor individuals often expect to become wealthy overnight without understanding the work and dedication that it takes to actually achieve this goal. As a result, they are often disappointed when their lives don't improve as quickly as they had hoped. Rich parents understand that it's important to play the long game, and they prioritize teaching this lesson to their children. This is one of the attributes that distinguishes the wealthy from those who are not as successful. So if you want to avoid magical thinking and become one of the wealthy, start by learning to play the long game. 4. The distinction between an asset and a liability. Poor folks have no idea what constitutes a good buy and what constitutes a poor purchase. When impoverished people earn money, they spend it, which keeps them poor. The issue here is that poor people seldom understand what constitutes a liability. There is a significant difference between assets and liabilities, and it is one that rich people understand very well. An asset is something that puts money in your pocket, while a liability is something that takes money out of your pocket. For example, a car is a liability because it requires ongoing maintenance and insurance payments. An apartment, on the other hand, is an asset because it generates rental income. The rich teach their children to focus on acquiring assets rather than liabilities, and this habit often leads to financial success. By understanding the difference between assets and liabilities, you can make smarter choices with your money and build wealth over time. 5. They have no right to anything. There's no denying that rich parents have a lot of advantages. They can provide their children with everything they need to succeed in life. But it's important to remember that those advantages come with a responsibility to instill the same strong work ethic in their children as they had to obtain their wealth. Just because they were born into a wealthy family, it doesn't mean they are set for life. there is still a lot of hard work and dedication required to maintain that lifestyle. Rich parents also need to be careful of exposing their children to too much too soon. While they may have all the luxuries and amenities at their fingertips, they are also susceptible to more dangers. Poor people don't have as much to lose, so they don't have the same pressure as the rich. All too often, children of rich parents grow up in entitlement and without an appreciation for money or hard work. These kids are used to getting whatever they want with little to no effort on their part. As a result, they often squander the family fortune and leave little to nothing for future generations. This cycle usually ends with the third generation, who has lost all interest in maintaining the family wealth. To avoid this fate, it is essential that rich parents teach their children the value of money and hard work. By instilling these values at an early age, families can ensure that their wealth will be preserved for generations to come. 6. How to develop everyday routines that will provide them with enormous benefits in the long term. Rich parents teach their kids about the power of habit early on. They instill in them the importance of routines and how they can benefit from them in the long term. Children learn by example, so it's important for wealthy parents to lead by example. They make sure to perform wealth-creating acts every day so that their children can see how powerful habits can be. On the other hand, poor parents often instill harmful habits in their children. These habits often lead to their downfall later in life. It is important to pay attention to your habits because they will learn from your example. Choose wisely so that your children can benefit from healthy habits later on in life. 7. Money is a tool, and it is beneficial. Rich parents often teach their kids about the benefits of money early on. They instill the importance of money in their children's minds so that they will be able to understand its true value. As a result, these children grow up to be more responsible with money and are less likely to experience financial difficulties. Poor parents, on the other hand, rarely talk about money with their kids. As a result, their children grow up with a negative view of money and often struggle to manage their finances. The key to financial success is to learn how to use money as a tool rather than letting it control your life. With this mindset, you'll be able to make better decisions with your money and achieve your financial goals. Money is just a tool, but a very powerful one. If you learn to use it wisely, it can serve you well. Rich parents teach their children this valuable lesson. 8. Increase your revenue rather than cut your costs. Rich parents teach their children how to make money rather than just spend it. They understand that the more money you have coming in, the less you have to worry about your costs. This is why they encourage their kids to get involved in business and invest their money wisely. The rich know that if you want to make more money, you have to put in the effort and utilize your expertise. Poor parents, on the other hand, focus on cutting costs as much as possible. They tell their kids to save money instead of earn it. This is a significant distinction between the two groups of people. Rich parents understand that if you want to increase your revenue, you have to focus on making more money. Poor parents just try to save what little they have. 9. In the long run, knowledge is more precious than money. Rich parents teach their kids about the importance of knowledge and how it can help them in the future. They know that knowledge is more precious than money and that it can help them become more successful in life. They also know that the more valuable you are, the more wealthy you will become. The only way to become more useful is to get more information, skills, and time. Rich parents teach their kids how to be better and then practice being better for a long enough period of time to notice a change. Someone with knowledge will always be able to make money since he is valued to the market. Rich parents understand this concept, and they make sure to instill these values in their kids at an early age. 10. Instead of working for money, make money work for you. Rich parents teach their kids about making money work for them instead of working for money. This is the key to building wealth. Rich parents know that their children need to learn how to invest their money so that it will grow and provide them with passive income. They also know that their children need to be taught how to save money so that they can have the funds available to invest. Poor people swap their time for money, which they then waste. The wealthy are always seeking for methods to put even the tiniest drop in the bucket of passive income they can discover, because it's not so much about the quantity as it is about freeing up your time. When you have enough income, utilize it to hire someone to perform the tasks you used to do to keep the firm going while you focus on expansion and other things. The core of every wealth-building plan is the notion of passive income and understanding how to use it. Rich parents know this and make sure their kids learn it too. 11. Solving problems is the quickest way to get rich. Rich parents teach their kids to look for difficulties to solve, because that is the quickest way to get rich. Poor people are only compensated to do something that someone else needs done, like delivering newspapers or cleaning cars. The wealthy seldom do repetitious labor because they can outsource it and instead concentrate on the larger picture. They become extremely wealthy by solving challenges for mankind and developing goods and services to support that objective. Rich parents teach their kids this because people will pay you to fix their problems. So if you want to be rich, look for problems to solve. 12. 80% of results comes from 20% of the effort. Wealthy parents often teach their children that 80% of results come from just 20% effort. In other words, they don't have to work as hard as everyone else to get ahead. This principle, known as the Pareto principle or Pareto distribution, holds that 80% of results are the consequence of only 20% of actions. This is a mathematical relationship that has proven to be quite accurate in all business and in life in general. Rich parents believe that their children can get ahead by putting in less effort than their peers. In essence, they argue that it is more important to focus on quality than quantity. If you want to set your children up for success in life, then teach them these 12 important lessons. By doing so, they will have a much better chance of achieving their financial goals and becoming wealthy adults. Subscribe for new videos and share this video with your friends. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for new videos every week.